Hello, good evening, and welcome to another Sports View brought to you by Women Love Sports too, because we do. I am Talisha, and let my co-hosts introduce themselves. Go ahead, ladies.
I'm Marilyn from the DMV.
Hi, Sandra. Originally from the DMV, but now in Northeast, or it's like we say in DC, the Northeast in Connecticut.
Oh, I didn't say I'm over in Atlanta, hot Atlanta, but it's not really hot now. But
Yeah,
ATL.
yeah,
ATL.
yeah, ATL.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, lots of stuff going on, but let's take it back. Let's go back. Let's go back to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl LV 111 or 58 as we like to call it. That was the most watched broadcast since the moon landing. So, are we going to give all the grace and effect of that to Usher or Taylor, or we going to say it was because of the game?
Well, I think it's
Like,
probably a combination of all those things.
mhm.
It was a good game. Um, Started off slow, second half really was good, and people got their dollars worth. I mean, it was. I felt Kansas City would win, but it was a lot of drama, and I loved it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was a really good game. And I just want to say that I came within 1 point of predicting the final score, although I did think San Francisco was going to win.
Mhm.
So it was a little reversed. But no, I thought it was a really good game. I think they were well matched. I think it's unfortunate. I shouldn't say it. Well, of course, I wanted San Francisco, so I'm going to say unfortunate. But I really thought they were going to pull it out because I think overall they played a little better, had fewer mistakes. But, Kansas City always comes back. They always come back. And I just really enjoyed the game quite a bit. It was nice seeing it go into overtime, too. That really made it exciting.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, full disclosure. I was there the first half and I was watching. I'm like, I need this game to get better. And then after halftime and the show, I fell asleep.
It happens.
And then I woke up and I'm like seeing everything I missed. I'm like, no, wait a minute, wait.
Yeah.
What, overtime? So I would like to say I did pick Kansas City. I just want to
Yeah.
point that out.
And the Usher halftime shot, I really enjoyed it. I love his music.
I need to
Did you
watch it
not?
again because we were out at a brewery and we're right down the street from here, but I left at halftime to try to get back in time to see it. And I only caught like half of it. Like I didn't see Alicia Keys, but I saw the other half. So I would like to watch it again, but it looked like it was a really good performance.
I mean, there are things that they could have done different in staging that I think would have been better, but his music is just so good. It's like when you're listening to it, you just think about, oh yeah, I remember when that came out. And so it was just his music is just so now he's going on tour. So now he's gonna make his bag.
Yeah. I like the fact that he incorporated a Jackson State marching band into it.
Nice. That
I
was
think they won the HBCO marching band championship this year. And
oh
also the Kappas that they had strolling on the stage as well. I thought I love watching the Kappa strolls. I think it's I love it. So I just really like how he tied a lot of those things into it as well.
and the roller skating.
And the roller skate. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say his show. I think it would put in top 5 of
Yeah, I think it was
Super Bowl halftime shows.
I really liked Rihanna last year, but I'm a big dance fan, so that had a lot to do with the choreography last year. And I'm just a big fan of Paris Goebel, who did the choreography for her last year, or a lot of her choreography stuff. But no, I really thought it was really good. I enjoyed it.
I want to point out 7 o'clock on the dot. It was 7
Yeah.
o'clock on the dot when he did that song.
Oh, really?
And they had the
Okay.
time, they had the clock there, and
Oh,
the
okay. So
shadows was right at the 7. So I thought
yeah,
that was kind of cool.
yeah.
But Alicia Keys, did you hear that? You missed Sports Doll, you missed that first note that she did.
Really?
Oh, the first note was bad, bad,
Oh
bad, bad,
no.
bad.
Oh no. Her her
She
her
she
her ear tune wasn't working.
yeah, she got it after, but that first note, it was she might as well had me singing it. And that's never a good sign. That's
Yeah.
never a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that red piano they had for her.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Hmm.
But
Well,
do think it was inappropriate for Usher to hug her from behind the way he did. But Super Bowl halftime shows are kind of known for their inappropriateness.
Hmm. Hmm. Exactly.
well, she kept her
Exactly.
outfit on, so I'm gonna let it slide.
Yeah. Yeah.
No wardrobe malfunctions this year.
Not
Yes,
this year.
yes,
Not this year. But no, I thought it was really.
But he flashed his chest.
Yeah,
he did.
he's in pretty good shape for a man in his 40s. He's looking pretty good.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
yeah, but overall, I thought it was a good game, good halftime, good exciting end, and I thought it was all worth the time to sit and watch.
Mhm.
Okay. So, still continuing with the NFL. What about the new coaches that we have now? So let's see. I got 8 new coaches on my list,
Mhm.
including with the Carolina Panthers with David Canales, and the Patriots with Jared Mayo, and the Falcons with Raheem Morris, and the Raiders with Antonio Pierce. We actually have people of color. So that
Yeah,
brings us up to 9 out of 32.
yeah, that's pretty good. It's
Very
getting
good.
up there.
Mhm.
I'll have to do some genealogy, see if I'm related to Coach Mayo because that's my mother's maiden name. So I'll have to get into do some digging. I'm gonna find the connection. But yeah, there's a lot of changes, and I'm really glad to see more of the black coaches getting positions or going back into positions like Rashid, and that's always exciting to see. I know that Benemy, I can never say his name right, who was the offensive coordinator this year for the Commanders, who was only there a year and then got let go. A lot of people were surprised he didn't interview for everything. Because they just he should have been a head coach a while ago. But for what I was reading, he tends to be very, very blunt and straightforward and kind of old school. And maybe that doesn't go well with some of the leaders, the owners and stuff. I'm not sure. But so he's still hanging out there. But yeah, overall, I thought it was some interesting picks. I'm a Commanders fan, and they brought in Dan Quinn, who's a defensive coordinator for I think the Cowboys. And again, reading some of the folks that talk about sports a lot, they were like underwhelmed by that pick. I don't really know anything about him, but they were underwhelmed because first of all, I didn't have a winning season when it was Atlanta. And they felt like he was like the only one left, but because the Commanders were the last ones to name their coach. It was like he was the only one left, so they just picked one. So we'll see how it goes.
Mhm. And still no home for Bill Belichick.
Yes, I was about to mention that. He interviewed, but no one picked him.
Yeah, it sounds like supposedly he was. This is rumor in the news that he was demanding a lot of control that owners weren't willing to give up, and I'm sure he was probably also very expensive. So, maybe he'll sit a year and then be picked up by somebody next year. But he's also in his 70s. Maybe he'll just retire. He can retire on top. So
And also, I thought it was interesting that, so many people just like, oh, Bill Belichick, he could go to Chicago, he could go here, he could go there, and then it was just like nothing, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. They talked about him coming to Washington. I was like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Not against him, is more so I don't think the team is ready for somebody like that because they're trying to reset, because they're just
And you
again.
need the new generation of coaches.
Yeah,
You
you
know?
do. You do. There's a lot of young coaches out there that are doing so well.
Mhm.
And, let's bring on some younger guys,
Mhm.
Yeah, an article I was reading, they were talking about the newer coaches and when look the younger coaches, and I forget which one it was, but he's 47, and they were saying, he's I forgot how they put it, but getting up in age at 47, and I'm like, wait a minute, 47's up in age now.
Well, they got a number of head coaches that are under 40, so in their
Yeah,
30s and stuff. So,
Mhm.
Something to be said for that. But I have to keep an eye on any other changes on these channels. Looking forward to the NFL draft. I don't know when that comes up, but just kind of see what happens with that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and we'll see if those Chicago Bears can do something when the draft comes along.
Yeah. So speaking of NFL, Russell Wilson. So, the Broncos kind of did him wrong at the end of the season,
Mhm.
benching him, even though he played a decent season. So any issues Broncos had, I can't blame it on Russell Wilson, like that 70-point trouncing was by the Dolphins. So they can't blame that on him. But for whatever reason, they decided to. They haven't said they're going to do it, but pretty sure they're going to let him go. And they've already put their house on the market in Denver. So where do you think he may end up?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, on TikTok, I've seen some sports guys speculating that he's going to retire.
You think so?
Hmm.
At
I
35?
don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just, yeah. I mean, I think he's still got a few years in him, but he's a really good quarterback, but he's also a small quarterback compared to a lot of them. Like I think he's only 5'11",
Mhm.
and the fact that he's done what he's done, because nowadays, those quarterbacks are huge. They're huge.
Right.
And so I don't know. I don't think he's had any major injuries. He had a one or two there, but I don't think he's had a lot of bad injuries. So, we'll see what happens.
I
The
mean,
big,
he is a smart guy
very smart.
who could go in a number of directions if he decides to go ahead and retire.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very. He would be an excellent, I think, color guy on broadcast. So we'll see what happens.
I could see him eventually becoming a coach too, because he's just so smart, about the
Mhm.
game,
Mhm.
and that would be good too. But let's see. He may play a few more years and then move on. That was a really big contract that Denver's going to lose money on, have to
Right.
eat a lot of it. So that's probably going to be a big part of it. But somebody will consider it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Well, speaking of getting rid of coaches or getting rid of players, well, coaches, going back to getting rid of coaches, but switching sports, going to the NBA, the Bucks got Doc Rivers. They got rid of their coach who was winning, actually, because Milwaukee was only second. But they got rid of their coach. They got rid of Adrian Griffin and got mid-season because they said they wanted to get more defense. And Doc Rivers is known for defense. But right now, their record with Doc is 3-7.
Mm. Mm. So what happens? You throw somebody in head first. And then they also make him coach of the all-star team or something crazy, like a day after he, joined the team. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was just because he was the coach of the Bucks, but yeah.
Well.
And he said he would give his stipend, I guess, to Adrian since he's the one who got him there,
Yeah.
but so that's one. And then most recently, the Nets just asked their coach And we kind of saw this coming, but right before the All-Star break, there was 136-86 trouncing by the Celtics.
Woo,
So
that's
I guess
bad.
when you lose by 50 points like that, your job security is not
That's really
it's
bad.
not really gonna be that strong, you know.
They should have fired the whole team. No.
But my thing with that one is though, who was on that team?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the Nets right now. You got rid of everyone who was on the team who was like, the name.
Hmm.
So now it's like, who are you coaching? So the Kevin Ollie, he was the assistant coach. He's stepping in as interim coach, but what's he gonna do? It's like,
He
okay.
used to be the coach of UConn's men a couple of years ago, and then kind of he got fired, but I think he sued them and won. So not sure what happened there, but yeah. So we'll see. I mean, they had some good seasons when he was coach, and then they had some not so good. But that was probably whatever conflicts he was going through. So,
Well,
but
what do you think about this LeBron trade to the Warriors
No.
that was talked about? Actually, it's a number of publications published the story. I don't think LeBron's talking about it, but the Warriors expressed interest. LA Lakers said, "Sure, you can take him," and along with a couple other guys.
oh, really?
Yeah, and I mean, it's been broadcast on a number of stations. Marquez knows about this.
Hey, Marquez, yeah, tell us
All,
about it. He don't
all
know
I've
we got,
heard
but tell us
is
about it anyway.
LeBron has said that LeBron wants to stay a Laker. So
Hey,
I'm gonna leave
Yeah.
LeBron as a Laker and leave it
um,
at that.
I think he is. Look, sources say that LeBron is actually looking to retire a
Yeah,
Laker, be
yeah.
hoisted up into the high heavens with the rest of
Mhm,
the Lakers across the world, which I guess is
mhm,
a good place to be. I
mhm.
mean, so at this point, I'm like, you're gonna go up there with Magic. You're gonna go up there with some of the greats that I probably can't even name. Is a long list, but I mean, it's a great place to retire. I mean, you probably won't have to pay for anything in your
Kareem,
life.
Get a statue
Kobe,
out front.
get a statue up front.
he probably
Yeah,
will get one.
Kobe. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So those people need to stop talking.
I mean, he's in his late 30s. He's been playing since he came out of high school and went into the league, correct? So he's been playing a really, really, really long time. And
Mhm.
he's still a really, really good player, but maybe he's tired.
Well, they say he wants to stay so he can play with Bronny. But
Mhm.
I mean, how sure a thing is that Bronny will even make it?
Exactly. And that shouldn't be the reason why. Yeah, that is pretty presumptuous that he would even end up on the Lakers. I think, and he just finished his freshman year, or he's a freshman this year.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
I think so. I believe so.
So,
Well, speaking of LeBron, this is his 20th year as an All-Star. So that was a record right there set by LeBron.
mhm.
And so this was All-Star weekend. It started off with the skills comp. Sorry, started off with the skill.
Oh
Man,
Lord, that we're all gonna
yawn.
be like, we're all gonna be
That
yawning.
yawn, keep going. Sorry.
Don't do it.
I'm
Don't do
gonna
it
say
again.
it. The skills competition. Team Pacers won, but was anybody really feeling it?
I didn't even watch it. To be honest,
Okay.
I do a lot of watching of a bunch of different stuff. I did not. Oh, did I lose you guys? No, I did not.
Oh, there he goes again. Ooh, what's going on there? Anyway, I also didn't get to
Oh,
watch All Star Weekend. Okay, there you are.
look, I don't know. I think they're trying to take me out. They're trying
Mhm.
to take me out. Well, that's how much I cared.
Mhm.
Well, what about a 3-point shooting contest? with Steph Curry and the WNBA lady. I forgot her name.
Well, before we get to that one, because that one, see that was like the good one. The one before we get to the good one, let's go to the regular 3-point contest they had, where they came out and everyone was hitting. Everyone got more than 20 points. I appreciated that. But then it seemed like no one could break 26. So like Trae Young had 26, Karl Anthony Towns had 26, Tyrese Halliburton had 26, and Damian Lillard had 26. So they had to do a tiebreaker so that they only had 3 going into the final round.
Mm-hmm.
And then that got rid of Halliburton. And then Dame Lillard came out with 26. It was Dame time, and he won with 26, which made him a back-to-back champ. And that was the first time that happened since 07, 08.
Wow.
So, and so he had his, you know, Dame time. He was, he was special. He had that. And the only people who have done like the back-to-back, well, that was Jason Capono who did it back in 07, 08. Then we had Larry Bird, Craig Hodges, Mark Price, and Peja Stojakovic. So, yeah, those are our 3-point contests. So we have that. Then move on to the dunk contest. See, I'm still not getting to the exciting one yet. You know, we got to the ratings. The dunk contest. Well, first off, what do you like better, the 3-point contest or the dunk contest? Which one gets your blood flowing more?
I think the dunk contest. I think it gets me because you got to be, it's creativity. The 3-point contest is like, okay, that's the average basketball game now. Since the Splash Bros came out, everybody wants to be a 3-point shooter. So that kind of eliminates, why are we even having the competition? Why don't we just measure how many made or missed 3-pointers are shot throughout the year? Because that's what everybody's doing now. Even the big man of the league are out there. I got to pull up from 3. I'm like, man, go in there and crash the glass and get 2 and hopefully get a 3rd point. That's the 3 that I want to see. Get your money where you can get it. But I mean, hey, I think that dunk contest, you got to dunk over top of Shaq, and you got to like a basketball on fire and some other stuff I've seen in time. I'm like, yeah, guys, you'll actually get your check this week.
Yeah, I agree about the dunk contest. They are pretty exciting, especially if they come up with something original. You know, they've been doing it for so long now, it's hard to come up with something new because it's been around for a long time, but it's still exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So our winner jumped over Shaq.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big jump.
Yeah, 7'1", and he is only 6'2", and I'm like, I'm 6'2", I can't jump over Shaq. That's asking a lot.
You know, I saw that in the highlights, but I didn't realize that was Shaq that he was jumping over because I noticed he was in street clothes. I'm like, well, who is that? So yeah, that was pretty impressive. That was pretty impressive.
He jumped over big Shaquille O'Neal, and more importantly, he beat Jaylen Brown, which you know is a Celtic, and you know how I feel about the Celtics. So if you're going to beat a Celtic player in the dunk contest, but a problem, not really a problem. The winner, Mac McClung, he's from the G League.
Oh.
Now,
how did G League get to be in the dunk contest?
Well, I guess the G League's allowed to be in the dunk contest if the All-Stars don't want to do it. Now, right. I'll give it to Jaylen Brown. At least, you know, you're a name and you wanted to be in the dunk contest. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
I guess one thing, like I say, I think I'll go with you on that. Is like, I guess if all the stars don't want to come out, they got to call somebody. But I mean, they got to be a dog in the minor leagues, as I call it, because you think about baseball, they don't really mix and match it in baseball. They're like, if you're in the pros, you're in the pros. It's no like way to do it. But I guess here in basketball, you got those next stars. Why not put them in Hollywood, make them look good, and before they actually make it to the pros, they already got a name. Jersey sales go off the rack. There's a bunch of like the up and coming next man mentality. You see that too much in the NBA, and not the NFL and not MLB. You don't see that. I liked it about the NBA. I liked it about Adam Silver because it, unlike what's his name, Roger Goodell, he should go sit down somewhere. It was an embarrassment. Adam Silver actually cares, and he actually wants to see the next generation. That's what you want in the figurehead of a league. And Roger Goodell just needs to retire or just go jump off a ledge. I mean,
he is retiring.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
When?
I think 2025, if I'm not mistaken. But he announced it a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
You know who's long said they would want to be head of the NFL?
Who?
Condoleezza Rice.
Oh.
She said that for years.
I think I do remember her saying that. She's a huge football fan. I remember that kind of, yeah.
Look, I gotta be devil's advocate here, but do you think they're gonna let a lady like be the like they're gonna try to there could be some wacky guy that's gonna probably nowhere be near her caliber, but you know how it always is. I hope so.
Would not be surprised. She's a big Republican. A lot of people like her. She has a lot of political connections. I would not be surprised because that would make them look like they were really
I look forward
part
to
of the modern age.
Look, I'm all for it because I mean Roger Goodell, the sloppy work that he does, I'm like, hey, anybody can beat him.
And
I mean, I hope
she's probably ready to retire from academic life. That would be exciting.
Let a brother get in there. I
It
like to see a
would.
brother. I like to
And
see a
speaking
brother
of exciting, Sabrina versus Steph.
And the
That
shooting
was the
contest?
highlight of the night. No one fell asleep during that one. That was actually exciting.
Yeah.
actually tuned in.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it, but it sounded like it was exciting. In fact, he only won by one shot. That says a lot for her. I say rematch.
Yeah, the money balls what got him. And when she started off, she was just going, and she made all of them off I think all of them are all but one off the first rack, and then second rack she was just going, and she got 26, which was the score of the guys from the 3-point contest earlier. And she shot it from the guys' 3-point line. Because originally she was supposed to shoot it from the WNBA 3-point line.
Mm-hmm.
But she decided, no, I'm shooting it from the regular 3-point line. So.
Well, I hope they do that every year.
I think that would be good.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. Do you think there's other contests they could do where they mix, WNBA and NBA? There's got to be other stuff because I think that's interesting.
I think so strongly. I mean, I don't know. Hey, be honest with you, that dunk contest, I would like to see. I guarantee there's a few, not even a few, a lot of WNBA stars that like show up because I think just the athletic ability of a lady is a whole lot more when it comes to height. Man, I think women can get a higher height within man. So I'm intrigued. I think I might write a letter to the league. I don't know how far.
Yeah, do that. Tell them what to do. Tell them we demand it.
I don't know. Maybe it'll even make the skills contest.
No, don't do that. Oh,
she did not.
I practiced not yawning at this thing. I said, "Don't yawn, Sandra. Don't yawn."
Okay, well, what about the actual game? The All-Star game.
Look, did I watch it? No, I didn't. Oh, I don't even recall what day it was. It could have been history to me. Like games like that, I'll be honest with you. These All-Star games, these Pro Bowls, none of it's like it used to be. None of it, if you go back and you actually look back at these highlight games, it was the best of the best. It was lockdown defense. It was go get offense. It was everything, just like the Pro Bowl. You see, I mean, we probably can all remember Lawrence Taylor slashing that punter on the sideline in the Pro Bowl back in the day. And that's football. But now it's flag football. What is that? I mean, don't get me wrong. Flag football players, there's some talent there. I encourage all kids to start flag football if they can. Just as in basketball, start small, crawl before you walk. But damn it, we're adults. We're men and women. Play the game. Guess what? You got months to recover if you break your ankle or if you turn something. Damn it, you got a little bit of time. But out there, just yeah.
Yeah, the 400 points, just come on. Almost getting 400 points between the both teams.
Mhm.
That's like no defense.
What's that? You guys keep saying this D word. I'm unfamiliar with that. At least when I was trying to watch that game that was on my TV. Just get the ball and go. I'm going to shoot all left-handed. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they seem to be like money grabs now. But you're right. Back in the day, they really were trying to compete to win, and now it just seems like they're out there having fun. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, I guess, but not on my dime. You can go out and have fun for free. Let's do it for free, have fun. So.
Okay, well, before we close out, the Olympics are in 156 days.
Yay.
What are you looking forward to seeing?
I love track and field. And I don't know who's running this year, but I'm going to look it up. I'm a big track and field. I love track and field. I even got to see Carl Lewis run one time back in I'll say in the day. I won't say how far back in the day. It was a leading up to Olympic trials, right? And I got to see him. I love track and field. So that definitely, obviously gymnastics, see what Simone does, see what, who else? Somebody else is coming back somebody else is coming back to do it as well this year for gymnastics that won a couple years ago. I can't think of her name right now. So yeah, definitely gymnastics. I like a lot of the sports for the Olympics. So I have a lot of them looking forward to, but those kind of jump out in my head. Swimming for sure.
Unfortunately, the Kenyan who was the fastest man in the world was killed in a car accident recently.
Yeah, that's too bad. Young too, like in his early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad. So.
Wow, I think so. I go with that too. Track and field has just been always the go-getter. Like it's just one of those things that you look forward to it. And those commercials that they're shooting, the people in action, and then it comes out and they're like the women, especially. I don't really care about the man. I mean, I like seeing some smoking hot women hit the screen. Hey, hopefully not watching. But it's always to see them in action, and they come out with their hair down, and they're all dressed. It's beautiful, especially our black women. It's beautiful because they're in action, and they come down, and they're just slayed, and it's this nice backdrop. And those commercials are actually really stunning. I don't know how much money they spend. I hope it's not $7 million like the Super Bowl. But hey, look, I'm looking forward to it. I like that time of the year. At least I ain't got to watch and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And Snoop Dogg is going to offer some commentary, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
that should be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the Snoop commentary again. And track and field, I always embrace my Jamaican heritage during the Olympics because I have to, because like I'm half Jamaican, half American, so I can't lose. During track and field.
Absolutely. Like, yeah. I know how about that because I always see between U.S. and Jamaica. So
I was like, I can't lose. So yeah. So
and Shakari Richardson too.
Yes, and look, to tell you guys this, I think it's adding on. I just have to properly look it up. But I think it's sports climbing, skateboarding, and surfing. They're adding that into the list.
Nice.
Wow. And then by 2028. They'll even add in the Olympic crew or committee by 2028 when they add baseball, softball, cricket, flag football, lacrosse, and squash, whatever that may be. I know they're beasts. I say that. But for this year, skateboarding may be interesting. I guess the X game will come over.
Yeah. I mean, just like they added snowboarding from the X Games. Why not? There's some, young folks and even some older folks that are doing some amazing things on skateboard.
Yeah, and surfing. That'll be my last thing. Surfing. Those guys are different. Like
Where are they going to do surfing in France? Where are they going to do that?
I don't.
Seriously, where do they surf in Europe?
That's a great question. I'm gonna have to look that up and next week have it for you because I do not know.
Because I'm thinking Australia, Hawaii. Aren't those the two big locations for surfing?
Mhm.
I would believe so. They may end up just having it like we're gonna pan over live and be over in some
Yeah,
other.
here we are in Australia or Hawaii. Away from everybody else.
Well, okay. I think that'll do it for today's episode. This has been fun. Thank you, my co-hosts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're excellent. So this is another Sports View brought to you by Women Love Sports too, because we do.
Yeah, man. All right. Bye-bye.